So you've made it through the emotional mountain of decluttering, or at least you started. No judgment. And maybe you've knocked out some of those not so glamorous home fixes like the garage door that always slams, or the HVAC that sounds like it's clearing its throat. But now comes the question that keeps a lot of solo sellers up at night. Should I sell first or buy first in the Denver metro area? And what if the timing doesn't line up and I'm stuck in housing limbo? Hi, if you're new here, I'm Peggy Dursthoff, a realtor with Live Denver Suburbs powered by HomeSmart, and I specialize in helping women 50 plus navigate a solo move, whether it's after divorce, loss, or just a new chapter that's calling your name. If you're just joining the journey, I'll link my Decluttering When You're Overwhelmed video or the 7 Fixes to Make Before You Sell video down below. They're great first steps. But today, let's talk about your strategy. But before we go to strategy, let's take a step back. What's driving your move? Is it financial, the need to unlock the equity in your current home before you can even think about buying the next one? Like a lot of my clients, you might be aiming for less is more lifestyle so you can control your costs better moving forward. Or is it emotional? You're ready to close the door on this current chapter, but maybe this home holds a lot of history, so now you're starting to feel like you're stuck in neutral. Or is it practical? Maybe you've seen just the right place and you don't want to miss out. For many of the women I work with, it's a mix of all three. But getting clear on your personal why helps you choose a strategy that makes sense for you. And let's be honest, affordability and options are often the first hurdles we're going to hit. Even with strong equity, interest rates and rising home prices can make your next move feel financially risky. That's where it helps to get real about your numbers. What can you comfortably afford without draining your savings? Are there homes out there in your target price range that match your wants and needs? Could a short-term rental, extended leaseback, or bridge loan give you breathing room as you take this next step? Because here's the truth, both selling first or buying first come with trade-offs, but your priorities and your finances should lead the way. Next, let's take a hard look at your financial picture. Let's talk money, not just the mortgage payments, but the whole picture. Even if your home is fully paid off, it might be costing you more than you realize. Rising property taxes, insurance, and maintenance costs hit hard when you're on a fixed income. And for many women I work with, the house no longer fits the budget or the lifestyle. Then there's the tax side. If you've owned your home for a long time and it's appreciated significantly, especially here in the Denver metro area, you could be brushing up against capital gains tax exclusion limits. Currently, these are $250,000 if you're single and $500,000 if you're married. That can feel like a penalty for making a smart investment. But there is good news. There are strategies to manage or reduce those taxes if you plan ahead. And there are right-size homes out there that offer lower carrying costs and the comfort that you're looking for. Some buyers choose to rent temporarily after selling to give themselves some breathing room, especially if they're moving to a new state or a new part of the state while they figure out their next move. You don't have to know everything today, but having a good handle on your numbers, that gives you real power in the process. Because whether you sell first or buy first, those numbers will shape your strategy. And if this part feels intimidating, you're not alone. I work with trusted financial pros, CPAs, and lenders who understand the unique concerns of solo homeowners 50 plus, and I'd be happy to connect you. Just reach out. Now, let's flip the script and talk about buying before you sell. For many solo movers, this option feels emotionally grounded and comfortable. You can take your time, line up a place that truly fits your next chapter, and avoid the chaos of temporary housing or the pressure of rushing into a decision just to get a roof over your head. The pros of buying first? Well, you can move at your own pace. You can avoid the stress of short-term housing, and it can feel more settled because you're stepping into your future, not scrambling between closings. But here's the honest trade-off. Buying first usually requires more financial flexibility. Can you qualify for a mortgage on the next home without selling your current one? Will you be comfortable carrying 2 homes for a short time, meaning 2 property tax bills, 2 utilities, 2 homeowners policies? This is where things like a HELOC, a home equity line of credit, or a bridge loan might come into play. It gives you short-term access to the equity in your current home so you can make a competitive offer on the next one before yours sells. Some lenders even offer special programs for solo sellers and buyers, especially if you have strong equity or retirement income. That's why I always recommend talk to a lender early, even before you start browsing on Zillow. I had a client named Pam who was in this exact spot. She found her perfect next place and decided to buy it first, knowing we would sell her current home quickly. After her old place closed, she worked with the lender to do a one-time reamortization, using the sale proceeds to lower her monthly payment on her new loan. It was a smart move that gave her breathing room, financially and emotionally, and it turned a potentially overwhelming leap into a smooth, intentional transition. And remember, you don't have to go it alone. If you need a second opinion or you want to explore options without pressure, I've got trusted lender partners right here in the Denver metro area who specialize in helping women navigate this exact scenario. Again, just reach out. Now, let's take a closer look at the strategy of selling first and why it can make sense for many solo sellers in today's market. The pros first. You know exactly what you're walking away with. No guessing or stretching. You eliminate the risk of carrying 2 mortgages or 2 of anything. And you can shop with confidence and make non-conditional contingent offers, which is huge right now. Even though we're in a more balanced market in the Denver metro area with rising inventory and longer days on the market, many sellers are hesitant to accept a contingent offer. What's a contingent offer? Well, it means the ability to buy the new home depends on selling your current one. And while that's perfectly normal, it can make your offer feel riskier to the seller, especially if they have other buyers who could move faster. But when you sell first, that contingency disappears. You become a stronger, more appealing buyer, someone who can write an offer that's clean and clear. But yes, there's real trade-offs to this path. You'll need to plan for some temporary housing, whether that's a short-term rental, staying with family, or negotiating a post-closing occupancy agreement where you stay in your sold home for a few weeks as a renter and you may feel pressure to find the next place. That's a real emotional weight, especially if you're moving solo and doing all the decision-making yourself. But here's the upside. Selling first gives you clarity. You can take one big step at a time instead of juggling two massive transactions at once. And if the fear is, what if I can't find anything I like? Remember, inventory is growing, days on market are stretching, and prices are softening in some of the neighborhoods. So you may have more flexibility and more time than you think. And if the logistics feel overwhelming, that's where I come in. I help my clients think through the timeline, the options, and the backup plans, because selling first doesn't have to mean feeling rushed or homeless. It means you're getting strategic. So maybe you're thinking, Peggy, can't I just do both at once? I don't want to sell and scramble, but hey, I can't afford to buy without selling either. Totally fair. The good news, yes, you can buy and sell at the same time, but it takes planning, flexibility, and the right team around you. Here's how I help my clients do it without losing their sleep or their sanity. Know your numbers early. Talk to a lender up front about what's possible with your current equity, income, and credit. There may be more wiggle room than you think, especially if you're using a HELOC, a bridge loan, or even doing a same-day close. Time your sales strategically. We can list your home for a longer closing timeline, giving you more room to find the next place while your home is under contract. Use a post-closing occupancy agreement. That's a fancy way of saying you sell your home, but you stay in it for 30 to 60 days while you shop and close on your next one. You stay in control of your move, and your buyers stay happy with a clear handoff date. No one ends up stressed, and no one ends up sleeping on an air mattress. And then be decisive when the right house shows up. This isn't about rushing, it's about being prepared. If we've done the homework, you'll know what right looks like when it comes along. And if all else fails, there's always plan B. Rent short term, take a breath, and buy when you're ready. That might feel inconvenient in the short term, but it can be the least stressful way to make your next move with confidence and clarity. The truth is, timing two real estate transactions is part art, part science, and a lot of moving pieces. But that's what I do every day, especially for solo sellers who are navigating this without a partner or a backup crew. And remember, you don't have to figure this out alone. This is where a good agent with a solid game plan can make all the difference. So, should you sell first or buy first? There's no one-size-fits-all answer, especially when you're navigating this move on your own. But now you've got the pros, the cons, and key questions to help you decide what works for you. And if you're still unsure, that's totally normal. This is a big decision, and it helps to talk it through. I offer free one-on-one strategy calls for women 50 plus in the Denver metro area who are selling solo. No pressure, just real advice to help you make your next move with clarity and confidence. I'll drop the link down below so you can schedule when you're ready. And if you're just getting started, watch my Decluttering When You're Overwhelmed video, or check out the 7 home fixes to make before you list your home. That one's been really popular. All the links are down below. I'm Peggy Dursthoff, a realtor with Live Denver Suburbs, powered by HomeSmart, and I'm here to help smart, strong women like you navigate your solo move one confident step at a time. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you on the next video.